Hello everyone, welcome back to Blacksmith Studios. My name is Jack and today we will be doing a breakdown for the trailer for Peacemaker Season 2. Now, I'm going to try and release this breakdown on the same day, if not the day before my Superman breakdown. This trailer has got me really excited for this series, and it is really already clear as to how James Gunn intends to run his new DCU, with many characters that actually debut in Superman returning in Peacemaker. Regardless, I'm excited to talk about this series, so let's just get into it. Alright, so we open the trailer with Peacemaker and Adebayo, I believe her name is, pulling up outside of a toy store as Adebayo speaks to Peacemaker about him getting to join something. This question is quickly answered as Peacemaker enters the store, which is revealed to be a front for a recruitment process into the Justice Gang. Now, I call it the Justice Gang because that is how merchandise has revealed its name to be. But we see Peacemaker sitting down in front of three characters: Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner's Green Lantern, returning from their DCU debut in Superman, and of course in the middle we see Maxwell Lord, who is rumoured to be playing Maxwell Lord in Superman as well. Maxwell Lord here is played by Sean Gunn. It's our first look, and Sean Gunn is of course James Gunn's brother, after previously playing G.I. Robot, Calendar Man from the Suicide Squad, Weasel from the Suicide Squad, and of course Creature Commandos, G.I. Robot, as I said before, from Creature Commandos, and now he's playing Maxwell Lord as well. So Gardner, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific are working for Maxwell Lord as per the Superman trailers that we've seen, and it seems that Maxwell Lord is actually recruiting new members to his team. So it's really interesting to think about this. Now, in this world, I think the Justice Gang is going to be the predecessor to the Justice League, with the gang being ran by a mega corporation, ran by someone like Lord. You know, Lex Luthor has his own superheroes, like the Engineer and possibly Ultraman, based on the Superman trailer, of course. And, of course, Maxwell Lord we have running the Justice Gang with Mr. Terrific and, of course, Hawkgirl and Green Lantern. It is actually confirmed that Lord will hopefully appear in Superman, as I said before, so it's nice to see how the DCU over just two projects is kind of taking shape, with the events of Superman clearly having an influence on the events of Peacemaker Season 2. Now, as the interview goes on, Lord asks Peacemaker about his skills, but begins insulting him, asking the others how many more interviews they have to do, and messing around. Lord believes he is muted in this moment, and it's funny to have Peacemaker list his skills whilst Lord, Gardner, and Hawkgirl all talk amongst themselves. Lord, still believing he is on mute, says that Peacemaker sucks. When he realises Peacemaker admits to him that he heard everything that he said, this causes Guy Gardner to laugh at Lord for this embarrassing mistake. So I believe Luthor Corp and Lord Tech will be among certain companies to own heroes, and Peacemaker, hoping to obviously do better in his life, wants to be part of that. I can imagine that somewhere down the line we see the Justice Gang fall apart as the Justice League is formed in his place. The next shot we see is of Peacemaker bursting out of the toy store, obviously annoyed at the fact that he was just belittled by Lord and his heroes. We next see him and Adebayo back in the car, likely just after his interview, as she explains that she doesn't understand their reaction because Peacemaker saved the world. Now, Gunn has confirmed that most of Peacemaker Season 1 carries over to the DCU, other than the Justice League scene we saw at the end. Well, I have a theory that suggests that we will see a return of that scene, but instead of the Justice League turning up, we see Maxwell Lord and his heroes ask Peacemaker for an interview. I think this will be a good way to establish the difference between the DCEU and DCU version of events. We then see Vigilante as he speaks on the phone, talking about how he had hoped everyone would treat them differently after taking out the butterflies. This is true and could be a concept Gunn is working into his DCU, with certain heroes being pushed to the side in society. We then see the return of John Economos, who was last seen in Creature Commandos, assisting Waller and Rick Flag Sr. during that series. We then see a shot of Adebayo saying goodbye to her wife in the first season, but the way the scene is shown, I believe that these two may have gotten divorced between the first and second season. This could be Gunn's way of kind of pulling on heartstrings here by divorcing the couple and hopefully, God I hope, bring them back together by the end of the season. She even says that she doesn't need anyone else and she can forge her own path. As she says this, we see a shot of her motel room, likely where she is staying after the divorce, as Economos sits next to her, stating that she is living in the lowest level of GTA. I thought this was really, really funny, and it shows how the comedy in this show will not have changed from the first season, regardless of the fact that it's now DCU, which I'm very much looking forward to. We then see a shot of Amelia Harcourt in a bar brawl against some Argus soldiers before we cut to her in a therapy session being diagnosed with toxic masculinity. Now, this term is used very loosely nowadays, and I don't want to lean into it too much, but essentially it could be that this is a joke relating to her anger issues, which we can see in full display as we see Harcourt punching the steering wheel of her car. We cut to Economos back at some computer screens as he states that Argus has been monitoring Peacemaker ever since Rick Flag Sr. was named director. Now, I have seen the Superman trailer at this point in time, so I think that this Rick Flag becoming director of Argus happens after Superman. It's just cool that after the events of Creature Commandos, obviously Flag has now been appointed as director of Argus in place of Amanda Waller, and will of course have that vendetta against Peacemaker. We actually see a few shots of some Argus soldiers as well as Flag at his desk. We then cut to Peacemaker and Adebayo sitting outside of what looks to be his dad's house as he asks if Flag knows that Peacemaker killed Rick Flag Jr., which Adebayo confirms that Flag does know. Now, of course, for those who don't know, Peacemaker killed Rick Flag Jr. During the events of the Suicide Squad, so of course, Rick Flag Sr. will have a grudge against him. I believe that this will be the main cause of tension in this series, and I believe that Flag will eventually forgive Peacemaker towards the end, or maybe even recruit him. We then see Flag at Argus as he approaches someone asking for them to bring him Peacemaker before we cut to Argus soldiers gearing up. I believe that Flag has been waiting for the moment where Peacemaker does something wrong and it uses it as an excuse to launch a full hit on him. There is actually a really funny scene here where a commanding officer at Argus begins instructing the soldiers but refers to them by offensive nicknames. One of the soldiers even calls this commander up on these names, and I mean, it's just a really funny scene, and I can't wait for this series to come back. I miss these sorts of shows. A notable point as well here is that the commander mentions to one of the soldiers to look for anomalies in the house, If this is Peacemaker's dad's house that they're referring to, then he could be talking about the quantum closet where Peacemaker keeps all his gadgets. We then see a few quick shots of some Argus soldiers chasing after Peacemaker. We see Harcourt getting into a fight outside of a bar as we transition to what looks to be an emotional moment between Harcourt and Peacemaker. It seems to be a really lovely moment, and I hope Gunn really uses good balance of comedy and emotion. He did well with the first season, and I hope he brings this back. And with Harcourt going through her struggles and Peacemaker going through his, I think it's a nice moment for them to kind of join together. Maybe get together either. We then see a shot of Peacemaker attacking some Argus soldiers as he tries to stab a pencil in his eye before it cuts out. I can imagine Gunn will want to turn up the gore in this season, and honestly, I'm all for it. Next, we see Vigilante, Adebayo, and Harcourt leave the motel looking like they're on a mission. And then we get a lovely moment with Team Peacemaker as they toast to one another outside. And I feel like after season 1, each character expected to feel that something would change and they would be appreciated, but because of their past dealings and their issues, the world sees them the same way. They toast as Peacemaker tells them that no one can break them apart, before we see another few quick shots, one of a party between Peacemaker, moments after their toast, then of eagerly soaring into the camera, a wooden cabin exploding with Peacemaker's sonic boom helmet, and a shot of Vigilante creeping out of a bush saying, "Cool." A bit creepy, actually, now I just thought about that. Next, we cut to Flag entering this same wooden cabin, I believe. We then see another shot of Vigilante preparing for a fight, a shot of Peacemaker jumping through a high-rise building window, a brief shot of someone shooting at a ceiling. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea who this is or where this is. It looks to be an office building of some kind here, but it looks as well, it could be a waiting room. I really don't know, but I suspect this lady with the machine gun is part of Argus, if I'm making a guess. Some more quick shots here of Peacemaker fighting an Argus soldier, a helicopter exploding, another shot of Peacemaker and Adebayo in Peacemaker's Quantum Closet, and a shot of Vigilante and Harcourt in the Quantum Closet before we cut to black. Now, the next scene is very interesting, but before we get to that, we see Peacemaker and Eagly together as he asks if Eagly is ready for the next adventure. Now, the next shot is the really interesting one, where we see Peacemaker entering another door in the Quantum Closet, and it looks like he's travelled to another universe as he enters a trophy room of sorts before being held at gunpoint by another Peacemaker. Now, it has been theorised that Peacemaker will help bridge the gap between the DCEU and DCU, but I don't think this is how they're going to do it. I just believe that Peacemaker will see a glimpse at an alternate reality where maybe he, his father, and maybe even his brother all work together. This could steer our Peacemaker from his life of crime and push him to maybe be the hero he wants to be. Regardless, this trailer got me really excited for Season 2 of Peacemaker, and I cannot wait for its release. I'm just loving the DCU, the fact that the Superman and Peacemaker is already connected with each other, and it's really beautiful to see. Sorry, but this is Future Jack here, just talking about Michael Rooker's character. Now, originally when I did this video, I had to edit this bit out, but I said that Michael Rooker could be playing Apache Chief. Now, we know for a fact now that this is false. Whilst he is giving Native American vibes here with all the mystical flames and everything, he is not playing Apache Chief. He is in fact playing a character called Red Saint Wild, who essentially is the world's greatest eagle hunter who is after Eagly. Now, this adds another villainous character into the role. It could be that Eagly and Peacemaker will be separated for a long time during this series, with Peacemaker being chased after by Rick Flag Sr. and Argus, whilst Eagly's being chased by Red Saint Wild. And it could be that this cabin that Rick Flag Sr. went into earlier could be Red Saint Wild's cabin, where he is hoping to hunt Eagly, maybe the most intelligent or the most powerful, strongest, or most rarest eagle known to man. But yeah, just thought I'd add that in here. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I'm so sorry this video is coming really, really late. Things have really gotten in the way of these videos, but I have an update video that will be coming soon to the channel, updating you all on the future of this channel and how it's going to work around my personal life going forward. As some of you may know, I'm starting university. It's very, very late. I'm 24, but I'm starting it. But yeah, essentially, my life's going to be a little bit more complicated. So I'm going to be keeping the channel, but it will be slightly different. And I'll go through a video on that shortly. As well, today, releasing this Peacemaker video, I will release a Superman trailer breakdown as well. Again, late, but I will release it as well, so that will be on the channel shortly. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. If you did like this video, then please like and subscribe for more content like this. I'd love to hear your comments down below as well. If you have any comments or want to share your theories on this, then please comment down below. I'll be really, really interested to find out. But yeah, anyway, thank you all again so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.